Hi guys, and welcome back to another Gabb's cryptocurrency video where we trade by data and not by hype. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, click the subscribe button down below and hit the notification bell so you won't miss out daily technical analysis like this. So yeah, siguro just some quick live lang for tonight since the market is kind of boring right now. So siguro let's do some analysis na which you want to do, and then you can have some question and answers dito. If let's say you want to ask me anything, you can comment them down below. But on top of that, we are also going to dive in with the Bitcoin price action as well as different altcoins. So yeah, stay tuned lang kayo guys. So yeah, right now, let's talk about the Bitcoin price action. Siguro, let's quickly look at this price action. So if you're going to look at the 15-minute time frame, ito actually monitor ko kanina. Kaya naka-open ako ng short position earlier today. So if you're going to look at this, makikita mo na meron tayong increasing price, declining RSI, so may bearish divergence. So that is a signal for a bearish trend reversal. So that's why we expected a movement up until this area na yan, which is the support. So usually kung saan yung support niya, dun tayo more likely babagsak. So right now we went to that area. So right now we are breaking down from that area. So that's actually not bad kasi following the bearish divergence that we are seeing, I think it's much better na mag-play out siya. Kasi kung of course if hindi mag-play out yun, then of course that's not fine. But yeah, now let's talk about this Bitcoin price action. Other than that, as you can see, we are also oversold. But as you can see, you can also check na if you're going to zoom out, then I think we are still seeing a lot of buy volumes pa din regardless no. Nagkakaroon ng buy volume. So it's possible na yung 40k might be the bottom na nga. And if you're also going to zoom out, siguro let's use a different chart na mas maayos para makita natin yung ibang chart natin. Not this. Let's use the Coinbase chart. Yes. So if you're going to look at the Coinbase chart, I think we are now seeing this ascending wedge or rising wedge. So right now, I'm still not 100% sure kung is this a rising wedge or ascending triangle. But you can clearly see now we are starting to form a support and resistance area dito. So you can see now we could actually play within this movement for quite of time muna. And that's not bad. I think that's a swing tradable opportunity. And this area na yan, kung saan tayo makakita ng possible decline, that area na yan, it's actually a pretty good support. Kasi if you're going to look at this area, this similar area is actually yung previous support ni Bitcoin when it was above. Kasi if you're going to look back in history, whenever we are in a siguro somewhat of a short-term or mid-term bullish, the 50 MA in the 4-hour time frame is acting as a strong support area. If you could look at the previous retracement to the upside nung nag-pump na tayo kay Bitcoin, this area became a strong support. As you can see, we went down, nagkaroon ng pullback, and then after that, we eventually went up. And then pretty much anytime soon, nagkaroon tayo ng pullback, 50 MA became a support. So right now, this similar support area is now actually a good thing na if let's say we pull back to that area, then that's a good thing kasi we might see a bounce dito if let's say we get bounces dito, especially na nagkakaroon na tayong support area dito sa Bitcoin price action. So, yeah, I think we are seeing this possible scenario playing out na meron tayong okay area na pwedeng tingnan. But if we break this area na yan, ito, pag na-break natin yan, then of course, that's not good. Kasi if ma-break natin yan, we might actually fall lower. In that case, if ma-break natin tong support area, that's roughly playing around the 42.3k. If ma-break natin yan, then we might see Bitcoin go down up until the 40.8k. Pero as long as we are still holding that line, then I think we are still looking good with the Bitcoin price. As much as possible, hindi natin ma-break itong 50 MA in the 4-hour time frame, as well as the support line na nakita natin. Anong time frame daw to? It's actually in the 4-hour time frame, so you can actually check this one out. Now, also, siguro gusto ko lang din i-share yung aking latest NFT ko ngayon, which is actually this one. So you can actually check this one out. Siguro ilagay ko siya sa description down or yeah, siguro i-comment ko siya ngayon dito sa ating chat para kung gusto niyo makita to, you can actually check this one out, or if gusto niyo mag-send ng offer, kayo bahala. Pero yeah, I can also send this in our comment section down below if gusto niyo siya i-check. Right now, this is my first NFT. It's actually from Board Punks of Society. So we actually had a pretty good partnership earlier November. So, super aga pa ata kami nun. Kasi as you can see, this was actually one of the first batches ng NFTs ng Board Punks. And ngayon ko lang siya actually na-activate. Ngayon ko lang siya na-unwrap. Medyo matagal na pala siya nakalagay sa account ko. Pero if you want to check their NFTs, you can actually check their NFTs. Kasi ang dami pwedeng bilhin na NFT sa kanila. Okay, ang gaganda nga ng mga NFTs nila eh. Ito yung aking personal favorite. Pero if you could look at this, yung kanilang floor price right now is around 0.18 Ethereum. So, you could actually check their NFTs ngayon. And let's say kung gusto mo bumili ng NFT, tingnan nyo, 0.18 Ethereum lang isang NFT. Magkano ba 0.18? I think that's roughly around 1K. 0.18 ETH to PHP. Magkano kaya siya? I think that's around... Joke, hindi pala. Kala ko 1,000. 0.01 pala yung nasa isip ko. Yeah. It's actually around 30,000 pesos pala. Mali-mali. But yeah, you could actually check their different NFTs. And then, tingnan nyo din to, guys. You can actually look at different NFTs din nila recently listed. So you could actually check those NFTs out. Ay, alam ko meron silang mga murang NFTs dito eh. Na naka-sale. But yeah, alam ko may nakita ko ditong murang NFT na pwede nyong bilhin for a start. But yeah, para makabili kayo, kailangan nyo actually ng amount sa MetaMask nyo. And then, of course, pag may MetaMask na kayo, pwede kayo bumili. If Mac user ka, I suggest na if you're going to buy dito kay Board Pong Society, use Google Chrome kasi nagkakaroon ako ng problem with Safari. So, yeah, I think it's because hindi pa supported yung MetaMask dito sa Safari. So if you want to buy dito kay Board Punk Society, I highly suggest I think you use Google Chrome. Thanks Mikalin for the donation. I highly appreciate that. But yeah, let's go back dito sa NFTs. Magtingin lang tayo dito saglit ng mga NFTs na meron sila. Actually, ang gaganda na NFTs nila eh. Yung nasa Twitter ko ngayon, buksan natin yung Twitter account ko. Gamit ko actually ngayon yung kanilang NFT ngayon na nakikita mo ngayon. So, if you go look at my profile, ayan siya oh. Ang ganda nga niya eh. So, super classy. Ayan oh. But anyway, let's go back dito kay Bitcoin price action. So as you can see, we are within that rising wedge. So I think that's what we have to monitor right now. And then that 50 MA support is going to act as a strong support na nga. Let's look at this in the daily. I think some people are saying na may nakikita dito sa daily. Let's try to look at that. So sa daily, you can see na the RSI is increasing pero we are yet to see a decline. So I think as much as possible, ang mas maganda mangyari dito is magkaroon man lang tayo na one last decline, one last dip. At the same time, dapat sana umakit yung RSI niya. In that case, that would form a bullish divergence. So if nag-form siya ng bullish divergence, that would actually look good for the Bitcoin price. Kasi of course, a bullish trend reversal from a bullish divergence is much better than hindi magkaroon ng signal at all. So as much as possible, mas maganda na meron tayong bullish divergence mag-form dito sa daily time frame in order for us to confirm a bullish trend reversal. And as you can see, this similar area is also the same area kung saan tayo nagkakaroon ng bounce dito kay Bitcoin price. Pretty much the same pa din actually. So if you're going to ask me, I think the Bitcoin price is moving sideways. But yeah, despite of the Bitcoin price moving sideways, let's also talk about the debt cross. Because if you're going to look at the 50 and 200-day moving average, nag-cross na yung debt cross. Pero diba, sa previous video ko, sinabi ko sa inyo na I don't think na debt cross is going to give any significant impact. Kasi if you're going to look at the data itself, if you're going to look at the previous debt crosses in history, nung nag-decline na yung market, saka pa lang nagkaroon ng debt cross. So, ibig sabihin nun, nag-dump na yung market, tapos saka pa lang tayo nagkaroon ng debt cross. So, delaying indicators debt cross. So, I don't think that's an accurate thing. Looking back further, we also saw a similar movement nag-decline na yung market, tapos saka pa lang siya nag-death cross. Another similar area din dito, nag-decline na yung market, tapos saka pa lang siya nag-death cross. Tapos it's actually opposing yung mga traditional na sinasabi ng mga tao na a death cross is an indicator for a start of a bear market. Well, if you're going to look at the historical data, it did not start a bear market. Rather, it indicated a bottom nga eh. Kasi if you're going to look at ito 2019 death cross, that indicated the bottom. So as you can see, we actually just consolidated and bled at that area. Pero at that point in time, the death cross indicated the bottom point na nga. Similar din dito sa huling death cross din noong early 2020. This death cross indicated that that was the bottom na nga daw, and pretty much enough that actually indicated the bottom. And then looking at the latest death cross, then ganun din yung nangyari. Nagkaroon ng cross. At the same time, that cross indicated the bottom point na nga. So if you're going to look at these different things na sinasabi ng data natin, that cross is not actually an accurate indicator for a bear market. Rather, it could actually be an indicator for the bottom point. So in that case, we might actually be right now at the bottom point ng the Bitcoin within the 40 to 42K area. So I think that's a good thing to watch out. And yeah, may sinabi din si Glenn, so di ba may history na pag nag-death cross na may pump na muna na nagaganap? Yeah, I think ganun ngayon nangyari din. Kasi look at this. Even this latest death cross din, nagkaroon din muna tayo ng pump. Ganun din yung nangyari ngayon. Nagkaroon din tayo ng rally to the upside. Let's go back to more death crosses. Dito din, nagkaroon ng rally to the upside. And similar din dito, we saw a movement to the upside. So, I think it's pretty much accurate din for the whole, ano talaga. It's saying na we are seeing a relief rally before the death cross. At the same time, the death cross does not indicate a bear market, but rather a consolidation and the bottom. Boss, pa-accept mo na bid ko sa BPOS NFT mo. Check ko nga yung bid. Hindi ko pa actually nakikita yung bid. So, let's check the latest bid nga ng ating ano. Ay, dapat nga sa Google Chrome. So, let's open Chrome. So, let's open Google Chrome. Check ko lang kung may nag-bid nga talaga. Sabi daw sa comment section may nag-bid. So, let's try to check my collections. Pero actually, baka either this week, magtitingin ako actually ng NFTs na gusto kong bilhin. So, I will let you know, guys, kung kukuha ako ng NFT. Sasabihan ko kayo. So, let's try to check the activity. May nag-bid na nga, 13 Ethereum. So, 0.13 Ethereum yung meron nga dito. So, yeah, may nag-bid na nga. Yeah, let's see kung may mag-bid pa nga ngayong gabi. If, let's say, may nag-bid pa. Pero, yeah, pag-iisipan ko pa siya kung tatanggapin ko siya. Kasi medyo maganda yung NFT na yan eh. Parang ayaw kong bitawan yung NFT na yan. Kayo bahala. Pag tinanggap ko yan, lagot kayo dyan. Pero okay, mag-alala, hindi ko pa tatanggapin yun kasi I don't think na I'm going to sell this. I think this is, ang ganda nito NFT na to ah. I'm not gonna sell that NFT yet. Sir Gab, nakastick po ba kayo ng kay CRO? How was it? And then, magkano yung, APY? Actually, meron akong nakastick na CRO ngayon. Medyo madami nga actually eh. Yung nakastick ko ngayon na CRO is actually worth, ano nga ba? I think it's worth 100k pesos ha. I think 100k yung nilagay ko ngayon sa CRO. That's roughly around $2,000 US. Let me just double check again. Pero yeah, meron nga ako naka-stake ako ngayon ng CRO. And actually, di ba nag-stake ako ng CRO? Meron din ako ngayon actually yung kanilang Metal Visa card from crypto.com. So ito yung kanilang Metal Visa card do. Ay, baliktad. Ayan. Kumuha ko ng Metal Visa card from crypto.com, and that's because I staked CRO, which is yung kanilang native token sa crypto.com. And guys, if you want to stake CRO din and gusto nyo makuha ng $50 bonus, all you have to do is just to sign up with my sign up link. Pag nag-sign up kayo, instantly meron na kayong $25 bonus. Pero on top of that, if let's say kumuha na kayo ng CRO, mako-complete nyo yung $50. So actually, chinecheck ko ngayon yung aking CRO. In total, CRO token ko is actually 1,900 US dollars. I think that's roughly 90,000 pesos ngayon yung naka, ko ngayon na CRO. 90,000 pesos na CRO yung hawak ko ngayon. And then, ayan. Pero ang hindi naman 90,000 yung kailangan mo i-stick sa CRO. Kailangan mo lang roughly around 20,000 lang yata eh. At yan, hindi mo naman kailangan talaga hindi pa talaga kailangan yun ibenta. Sabi ni Ken, wag mo benta boss, number 135 yan sa board punks of society. Yan yung mga pang 10 Ethereum. Sige, let's see soon kung talagang tataas ngayon. Balikan nga natin yung NFT na yan and let's see kung kamusta na yung NFT natin. Pero wag kayo mag-alala, di ko pa yan isa-sell. So kahit mag-bid kayo dyan, more likely hindi siya mag-push through. But yeah, meron na ang latest bid. Sir, may tutorial po ba kayo sa NFT? Photoshop lang ba tas upload? Hindi naman siya ganun. I think for me kasi ang maganda sa NFT is yung kanyang scarcity talaga. Especially if kilalang artist ka talaga or kilalang personality ka. I think ang mas magandang okay na gawin dun is, let's say isa kang artist, dun ka papasok sa NFT. Pero kung let's say isa kang kalokohan lang, pwede ka din pumasok. Pero if hindi ka naman sikat or hindi ka sumikat, then mukhang walang bibili na NFT mo. Kasi of course, kaya siya nagkakaroon ng value kasi meron siya intrinsic value. And of course, scarcity. Pero if hindi ka naman talaga nagkakaroon ng parang intrinsic value talaga, then I don't think na magiging okay yung NFT mo. Pero yet, bibili ako ng isa pang NFT. Babalitaan ko kayo kung ano kukunin kong NFT nga. Pero maganda actually yung nasa listing ni Board Punk Society. Check them out, guys. Siguro ilalagay ko yung kanilang account din. Ilagay ko actually itong NFT ngayon dito sa baba. So you could actually check my NFT. So ilalagay ko siya dito sa ating comment section. Kung gusto niyo siya i-check. Parang actually naisip ko nga, parang ang ganda din ng pwedeng concept na may buy and sell sa YouTube ng NFT, 'di ba? Traditionally mga marketplace yung mga Facebook marketplace yung nagbebentahan ng mga t-shirts, selling, tapos kung may gustong bumili. Kung may gustong bumili ng mga NFT, 'di ba, parang pamay na lang, bid. Instead na damit yung binebenta mo, why not NFT, 'di ba? Para sa sikat lang pala. Hindi naman para sa sikat. Para lang sa, basta maganda, may intrinsic value talaga. Doon siya nagkakaroon ng offer. Kasi 'di ba, isipin mo, ba't ka bibili ng isang NFT kung wala siyang intrinsic value, 'di ba? Or kung nangyari, hindi naman siya nakakatawa. Or parang, kung sa'yo, hindi naman nagmamatter. Pero let's say, may nakita ka NFT na nakakatawa or sobrang ganda or let's say, hinahawak yun ng isang sikat na tao. Then of course, may intrinsic value siya. Yung nga, 'di ba? Alam ko yung nakita nyo to, yung selfie na NFT. NFT selfie. Yung Indonesia na yan, no? So, kaya, more likely kaya siya sumikat talaga dahil yun nga, nakakatawa yung kanyang mga NFTs. So, if nakakatawa naman yung mga NFTs nyo or mga magaganda talaga, then of course, you can take advantage of those, talaga. You can actually take advantage yung pagsasell ng inyong NFT if nakakatawa talaga siya or yun nga, may intrinsic value. Pero if wala kang intrinsic value, then ang hirap magbenta ng NFT talaga. Isipin mo lang, kailangan mo talaga ng reason kung bakit bibilin nila yung NFT mo. Kasi kung wala namang reason, sino bibilin yan, 'di ba? Gawa ka NFT video tutorial, boss. Actually, meron akong pinaplan out na na bagong documentary series anytime soon. Pero it's still too early pa. I think I'm going to release that documentary series around April. Maganda siya guys. Abangan nyo siya. But yeah, let's go back to technical analysis. Let's go back to analysis. May mga nagtatanong din. FTM daw. Sige, let's dive into FTM saglit. And then, ika-close ko muna si Google Chrome kasi medyo bumabagal yung computer ko whenever I'm using Google Chrome. As much as possible, Safari ako usually. So, kay FTM, meron tayong previous analysis. Meron tayong increasing price, declining RSI, that's a bearish divergence. And right now, we played that one out exactly. Pero I think we have a support areas to watch out for, which is itong support line around the 2.8 US dollars. So right now, 2.8 US dollars is a support area na you have to watch out for with the FTM price action. Is this a bull flag or bull pennant? I don't think so. Mas maganda kasi kung bull flag or bull pennant siya kung nagde-decline yung kanyang support. Pero as you can see, the support is actually holding strong. Typically, ang bull flag would more likely look like this. Pakita ko sa inyo yung isang previous bull flag or bull pennant. Ito yung previous bull pennant na nakita natin and bull flag. As you can see, dapat yung support niya nagde-decline. Mas ideal na nagde-decline yung support niya in order for you to consider it as a bull flag. Kasi ayun, tinan nyo. Kasi the reason why kailangan nagde-decline yung support, it's because it's going to get momentum sa RSI niya. If you're going to look at the RSI declined. In that case, halos nag-reset yung RSI natin because of that bull flag. So that's why, if we want to see a bull flag, it's much better na nagde-decline yung support niya at the same time nagde-decline yung resistance. Unlike dito, the support is not declining, it's just holding strong. In that case, I don't highly consider that as a bull flag. Sir Gab, may inaabangan ka bang coins na wala pa sa Binance? Yung maliit pa lang yung MC, and then yung isang next question is, Sir Gab, anong say mo sa Casta token? Actually, ang tinitingnan ko talaga ngayon is yung Casta. Naka-curious lang ako kasi of course, ang founder nun sila The Moon Carl. So naka-curious ako sa Casta, and then si Crypto, ang founder nun is actually, si Crypto actually founder ng VPAD. So right now, yun yung aking monitor lately, which is si Casta Coin, pati si VPAD. Pero hindi ako bibili. Gusto ko lang siya actually tingnan kasi din nga, ang OA ng hype nila, The Moon Carl, pati ni Crypto. So, I think it's worth the look naman, looking at the chart lang. Tingnan lang kung anong nangyayari sa kanilang hype. But yeah, I don't think na it's a good investment pa yet. But it's worth looking at kasi, of course, it's a coin founded by YouTubers, so why not look at it, diba? Kasi, isipin mo, isa din akong YouTuber, and then what if naglagay ako ng coin? It's worth the look din naman, diba? Titingnan mo lang naman, there's no harm in looking at it and monitoring it, diba? Sir, how to build confidence sa sarili kong TA? Nagiging reliant kasi ako sa TA mo, nagiging doubtful ako sa mga TA ko. Pero nape-perform naman. Ako ngayon yung taga-approve pa ng TA sa Telegram. Siguro, it takes time lang talaga para magkaroon ng confidence. Kasi, parang isipin mo lang na the more na mas nananalo yung TA mo in the shorter time frame to the midterm time frame, if tingin mo lagi nananalo yung TA na yun, then I think at some point, magkakaroon ka din naman ng confidence na na let's say, from this time on, hindi ka pa confident, pero the more na you practice it, the more na nasasanay ka, I think dun ka naman magiging gihasa sa sa TA mo. So if the more na nag-play out ka ng TA, the more na nagti-TA ka, I think dun ka more magiging confident. So, yeah, tuloy-tuloy mo lang yung pag-TA mo. At some point, then, masasanay ka din dun sa TA mo, and then, siguro parang normal na lang yan. After death cross, may final dip po ba na mangyayari? Kasi pagka-cross ng death cross, may pump na nangyayari. Then following days, may dip na nangyayari. Actually, that's a good question then. Let's go back to our Bitcoin chart, especially in the daily time frame. BTC USD. Coinbase. So if you're going to look at the Coinbase chart, especially in the daily time frame, I don't think na it's a dip. You can say na it's a dip. What I think, for me, it's more of a bleeding movement. Kasi, look at this. After ng death cross, nag-bleed na lang siya. Pero, you could say na that was a dip. Pero if you're going to look at the RSI was rapidly increasing. So, you could say na there could be one last dip. Pero for me, I think that's going to be a bleeding movement. Kasi, yun nga, hindi ganun kalakas yung selling opportunity niya. Hindi masyado nag-sell yung mga tao, especially nag-increase na yung RSI. People are more likely waiting for the pump na by that time. Looking at the previous death cross din, ganun din yung nangyari. Increasing na din yung RSI. And then same goes here. Even though na nag-decline si Bitcoin after that death cross, nag-bleed siya. Pero if you're going to look at the RSI, it did not actually indicate a bearish signal, but rather a bullish signal. Kasi look at the RSI, it's increasing. The same time the price was declining. You could say na that was a dip, pero I think it's more of a bleeding movement talaga. Sir Gab, napansin ko po kasi na nakafollow ka kay Coach Miranda Miner. Student ka po ba ni Coach or related to him po? No. Hindi ako student niya, hindi rin ako related sa kanya. Pero, nagpa-follow ako ng mga iba't ibang YouTubers on YouTube. Pang ano lang, pag naboboard ako, nanonood ako ng mga iba't ibang TA. Sige, pasadaan natin actually mga iba't ibang YouTubers na pwedeng tingnan din. So recently, mga pinapanood kong YouTubers is actually sila Coin Bureau. More on foreign talaga ngayon. Pero when it comes to local, wala pa ako masyadong sinusundan lately. Noon, ang nakikita ko sila Coach Miranda Miner, sino pa ba? Sila Modern Mulan, nakikita ko rin. Ito hindi to crypto YouTuber, pero si financial YouTuber naman siya, si Charm from dito.ph. Pinapanood ko din yun minsan. So yeah, pinapanood ko din, nanonood ako ng iba't ibang YouTubers din from time to time. And yeah, pati din si Nicole Alba, gusto ko rin actually mga videos niya. Sino pa ba yung mga pinapanood ko? Pero yeah, yun actually mga YouTubers na tinitingnan ko from time to time. Sir T, paano mo masasabi na enough na yung volume pag nagka-breakout? So if you're going to look at the Bitcoin price, bigyan natin kayo ng mga examples for a volume breakout. So ito yung latest Bitcoin price action natin. And then if you're going to look at the 4-hour time frame, medyo magulo na to. Siguro let's use a much cleaner chart na nga other than this kasi medyo magulo na yung TA natin dyan. Pero let's give you a quick update sa Bitcoin kasi look at this. I think let's go back to Bitcoin USD in the Coinbase chart for the bigger time frame. I think ang ganda ng bounce natin dito sa moving average . And nagkakaroon ng bounce talaga dyan, no? Pero yeah, let's go back to the question, how are you going to indicate, how are you going to confirm a bullish movement or how are you going to confirm a breakout using volume? So, if you're going to look at this example, ito, nagkaroon tayo ng descending triangle. For me, the way how I monitor volume is, the moment na nagkaroon tayo ng breakout, dun sa point of breakout, as much as possible, dapat yung surrounding volume niya is dapat mas malaki siya kaysa dun sa surrounding volume. Kasi look at this. We saw green candles and then red candles sa area na yan. Pero if you're going to look at the volume, di naman siya ganun kalaki as compared dun sa recent volume breakout niya. So in that case, ang confirming volume sa akin would be higher than the surrounding volume. If you know Coach Eman, cryptocurrency trader, tropa ko yun. Sige, tingnan natin ngayon si Coach Eman. Ano ba yung YouTube channel niya? Pasadaan na natin siya. Pero yan, nagtitingin-tingin lang ako ng mga crypto YouTubers just to get their insights. Pero, yeah, I don't necessarily follow TAs ng mga YouTubers. Siguro if it makes sense, then of course, I'll have a look at it. Such as yung kay Benjamin Cowan. Si Benjamin Cowan yung pinaka-reliable sa akin when it comes to TA. So, if you want a reliable TA, hindi sa akin, tingnan nyo si Benjamin Cowan. Yun yung pinaka-okay. How about Marvin Faviser? Pina-follow ko ba siya? Pina-follow ko lang siya sa memes. Memes lang. Hi. Pero, yeah. Sa YouTube, tingin lang talaga ako. Hindi talaga masyadong parang babad or alam mo yung parang nanonood tapos kailangan sundan talaga. Hindi ako masyadong ganun. More on pasadahan lang talaga within the crypto market. Kung ano lang makita ko. Kunyari, nakita ko isang beses si Hunter TV sa... Axie Hunter TV data pangalan nun. Nakita ko sa YouTube. Pinasadaan ko lang, nakinood lang. Ganun lang. Parang pag na-board ka, tingin-tingin ka lang. Ay, meron akong isang okay din na channel na na isa-suggest sa inyo. Nakalimutan ko yung pangalan nun eh. Business something yata eh. Business something yun eh. Business YouTube channel yun eh. Hindi ko na maalala. Ayun, Business Casual. If gusto niyo manood ng mga talagang magagandang stories ng mga iba't ibang business personalities, panoorin niyo si Business Casual. Super ganda niya. Super ganda nito. Pinafollow ko siya actually dun sa main YouTube account ko. Ayan no. Ang ganda ng mga videos ng Business Casual. So let's say you want to watch story ni John D. Rockefeller or gusto mo makita yung stories ni sino pa ba? Sila JP Morgan. Iba't ibang how Starbucks really became a coffee giant. Super ganda ng mga kanilang topic. Pero yeah, that's one of my favorite YouTube videos talaga. Raging Bull Trader, sir. Oh, actually, mapapanood ko nga siya minsan dati sa sa Facebook yata. Raging Bull Trader. Nakita ko yung Ethereum trade niya yata yun. Yung halos $10,000 yata yun. Galing nga eh. Pero yan, napasadaan ko rin yung minsan sa Raging Bull Trader. Pero I'm not sure kung nakikita ko pa ulit lately. Pero yeah, grabe, laki din nun ah. Alam ko ata yung latest content yata ni Raging Bull Trader na meet na yata yung diba? Parang target niya for the year. Yun yung huli kong nakita. Pero yan, hindi ko nasusubaybayan talaga lahat yung mga nakikita ko sa online eh. Sabi, kahit si Benjamin Cohen, sir, 40K daw is the new 30K. Actually nga eh. Kasi, it actually makes sense yung 40K is the new 30K. Kasi if you're going to look back, let's use the daily time frame para mas maayos. And then let's reset the drawings. Kasi if you're going to look at this, the moment na nagkaroon tayo ng pump, pullback, and then yun nga, nagkaroon ng retracement, pabalik dyan sa pullback, and then nagkaroon ng support, the last time na nagkaroon ng ganong movement was within the 30K area. So, iplot natin yung 30K area na yan. So, let's add a price range within the 30K area and then makita mo, that actually became a support area. Pero if you're going to look at the latest Bitcoin price action, the latest Bitcoin price action is now actually holding this similar movement kung saan tayo nagkaroon ng pump and then pullback. Ito. Area na yan. So, it actually makes sense that the 40K is the new 30K. So, and then adding more confluence with this data, looking at the death cross. The previous death cross indicated the bottom na nga. Ayun yun. Death cross, nag-indicate na yun yung bottom. Right now, we also had that similar death cross and that could potentially indicate na we are at the bottom na nga. Tita Vlogs. Lagi ko din nakikita yun pero hindi ko pa napapanood yung Tita Vlogs. Pero nakikurious din ako kung ano meron doon kay Tita Vlogs. Check ko nga lang saglit, Tita Vlogs. Nakita ko lang pero hindi ko pa talaga siya napapanood. Ah, ito ba yung Ito ata yung na-liquidate? Yan ba yun? Yung na-liquidate yata ng malaki sa crypto? Hindi ko sure kung siya yun. Pero may nakita akong YouTube video na na-liquidate sa crypto. Pero hindi ako sure kung siya yun. Na-liquidate. Ah, hindi. Kapkidlat pala yun. Losing crypto. Losing 1.7 million in crypto in just one day. Kapkidlat pala yun yung nakita ko nun. Grabe din yun eh. Pero I think di kasi siya talaga pang crypto. I think kaya siya natalo. Kakastart lang yata niya sa crypto. I think more on forex yata siya or stock market eh. Yeah, pang stock market siya. Kaya siguro na-liquidate siya. And yun din kaya hindi ako nag-stock market kasi iba din yung galaw ng stock market sa crypto. So if papasok ako ng stock market, gusto ko pag-aralan muna yung stock market before I enter. Pero right now, mas maalam pa ako sa crypto kaysa sa sa stocks. Kaya, hindi ko pa pinapasukan yung stock market. Baka ganito din yung mangyayari sa akin. Magpo-post ako ng video na na-liquidate ako ng 1.7 million sa stock market. So, hindi pa ako ready for that part yet. But guys, if you want to support the channel, you can actually leave a donation dito sa ating YouTube Super Chat by clicking the $sign down below. Sir Gab, okay na ba mag-jump in ngayon sa market? Why not? Okay naman kasi bagsak na bagsak may market. May iba nagtatanong din, Sir, nag-aaksi ka po? Pais ko sa mga pioneer members, member ako ng FB group, first 100 member, pasok ako. Actually, dati iniisip ko nga mag-aaksi pero wala akong time masyado mag-handle as manager. So, hindi ko kaya pa. Siguro kung nagka-time ako, saka ko lang gagawin siya. Pero sa ngayon, wala pa akong time for that one. May isang tanong din dito. What's your thoughts on board punks of society NFT? Actually, ang ganda ng board punks nila. Nung unang pumasok sila sa amin, nung lumapit sila sa akin, I think 1,000 members pa lang yata yung group nila nun. Naalala ko yun eh. Nag-video call pa kami nila Jockey, ni Game Over Poy or si Llewellyn. Pati si Uwu. Kami nun, kasama sila Jockey, pati si, nakalimutan yung pangalan nun, si Snoop. Kasama nila sa video call and then, yeah, super bata pa nila. And then, nakita ko, pinapakita nila yung vision nila. And yeah, feel ko malaki mararating ng board punk society, especially na super fresh pa nila actually kasi I think they are college students yata. So super fresh pa talaga nila when it comes to the industry. So I think at that pace, malayo mararating ng board punk of society, especially sa kanilang NFT with their a lot of partnership, fresh colleagues, fresh member, lahat sa kanila is super fresh ng kanilang environment. I think malayo ang mararating nila. So it's still too early. I think maaga pa sila. But with that being said, yung kanilang kaagahan na yun, I think malayo ang mararating ng kanilang community. So yeah, maganda tingnan din yun. Maganda tingnan yung board punk society. And ang kagandaan din dyan, actually, it's a free community eh. Kasi nalala ko nung sinabi namin, nag-meeting kami nila Jockey, pati ni Snoop. Ang main point na sinabi namin kay Jockey noon is, as much as possible, binibigay namin lahat yung content namin for free dito sa channel natin sa Gabbal's Discord community as well as sa Facebook and Telegram. As much as possible, dapat walang binabayaran. Donations, okay lang kasi donations is sariling kusa, pero when it comes to payments and fees or recurring fees or one-time payment fees, hindi kami naniniwala sa ganun. And I think ganun din yung similar concept nila, Board Punk Society. Nagbibigay pa nga sila ng mga podcast eh. Hindi ko alam kung nakita yung mga podcast nila, pero meron din silang podcast from time to time every Saturday. And yeah, for this Saturday, meron din ata silang podcast. You can actually check their Discord channel. Hindi ko sure kung meron akong link, pero ilalagay ko din yung link nila in description down below kung sakali. Sa comment section siguro ilalagay ko. Sir, nag-Fibonacci po ba kayo? Yup, meron akong ginagamit kay Fibonacci. So, just to give you an example kung saan ko ginagamit yung Fibonacci, if you're going to plot the Fibonacci, it's actually getting the previous high to the lowest low. So, pakita ko kayo na isang example na ginamit ko yung Fibonacci sa analysis natin. So, if you're going to look at this chart na ginagamit natin for the Bitcoin price, I actually have plotted a Fibonacci retracement months ago, like way months ago na. And let's open that Fibonacci retracement area. So, ito yung Fibonacci. Ayun yung Fibonacci. So, ang way of Fibonacci ko is by getting it from the previous high to the lowest low, and then from there on, makita mo yung support areas. So, as you can see, right now, we are holding a support area right now for the Bitcoin price, which is roughly around this area. And I think that's around 42,000.4K. So, kaya siguro ang lakas ng resistance niya by the previous movement. It's because that's a strong area of resistance. Pero if you want to learn the Fibonacci retracement indicator as well as many more indicators that you want to learn, all you have to do is just search Gab's Crypto 101 on YouTube. And then makikita nyo lahat ng ating tutorial playlist. It's actually a playlist full of tutorials. So if you want to learn each and every technical indicators na ginagamit natin dito sa YouTube channel, you can actually check out this playlist in the description down below, or you can just type in sa search bar Gabs Crypto 101. So, anong time frame ka po nagpa-plot ng long on short position? Depende kasi siya eh. Depende siya, guys. Ito kasi yung kailangan nyo intindihin. Kung mag-trade kayo, kung saan kayo nagtitrade na time frame, yun yung susundan yung trading execution. So, let's say, ang analysis mo is for the 4-hour time frame, then it's much better na tumingin ka sa 4-hour time frame, of course, at dun ka magtitrade. And then siguro yung mga smaller time frames, dun yung areas mo for entry opportunity and re-entry opportunity or exit strategy. Then yun maganda yung tingnan yung smaller time frame upon checking out yung pinakang main time frame mo. Pero let's say you are following the 15-minute time frame, and then of course magte-trade ka for 15-minute time frame. Kasi ba't ka naman magte-trade ng, let's say fina-follow mo yung 15-minute time frame pero fina-follow mo yung 4-hour chart as your indicator. So, di ba medyo may discrepancy doon. So, of course, as much as possible, kung saan ka nag-trade na time frame, as much as possible, doon ka maglaro ng iyong trades. Kailan ka po nag-start sa crypto, sir? 2017. So, it's actually my 5th year here in the crypto market space. Sir, bakit ang dami po nagsasabi kay Marvin Fabis na King of Rug Pull? Actually, hindi ko din alam. No comment na lang ako muna for now kasi hindi ko naman alam bakit King of Rug Pull. Ang alam ko lang, hyper. Malakas siya mang hype. Pero yung King of Rug Pull, hindi ko pa masyado narinig yun. Nag-scalp ka ba, sir, sa 5-minute time frame? Kung may opportunity, minsan oo. Pero kung wala, edi hindi. So, mas prefer ko swing trading opportunity within the early and 4-hour time frame. Pero yung mga 5 minutes and 15 minutes, from time to time, nagtitingin ako pero I don't put much focus on those movements kasi given the time na meron ako, may day job din ako na ginagawa. So as much as possible, I try to follow bigger time frames. Magkano po BPOS NFT? Magkano daw board pang society NFT? So I think ang floor price nila right now is 0.8 in Ethereum. So 0.18 ETH to Philippine peso, I think that's roughly around 30,000 pesos for now. 30,000 pesos isang NFT nila. Pero kanina naka-pre-sale sila. So kung naabutan nyo yun, congratulations. Yung kanilang, may mga nakita ko naka-sale. Hindi ko lang makita ulit kung nasaan na. Okay, let's quickly check the Discord chat lang. But yeah, let's go back to our chart dito kay Bitcoin price and then let's hide this Fibonacci. Sir Gab, any tips on how to execute a trade po? As much as possible, wait for a breakout. Wait for volume breakout. If walang volume, then expect resistance and support within certain support and resistance areas. And as much as possible, you need to check each and every indicators before confirming a trade. Kasi there are times na makita ka ng ascending channel, pero if you're going to look at the indicators, yung indicators is saying na we might see a pullback, especially na, ito isang example. If you're going to follow this, as much as possible, try to follow the channel then, and then you must also look at other indicators. In short, dapat confluent yung indicators mo with other indicators. Kasi let's see, you are just trading the chart lang pero hindi mo tinitingnan yung RSI, you are not looking at the volume, you are not looking at the moving averages, then that's not a good thing in the long run. Kasi there are times na, let's see, tama nga yung analysis mo sa pattern, pero kung titingnan mo yung RSI, overbought na pala. So akala mo magbabay ka when in fact, it's already a selling opportunity na nga sa RSI. So as much as possible, you have to be confluent with the charts you are doing and the indicators na you are following. So as much as possible, look at the charts, look at the indicators, confirm your indicators with other indicators in order to confirm your trade. Ano pala day job mo, sir? So, ang day job ko actually is business analyst and data architecture in an accounting firm, Asia Pacific accounting firm. So, yeah, day job, business analytics, developer, and data architecture. Sir, usually ba nag-trade ka ba pag weekends? Pansin ko lang, parang ang baba lagi ng volumes pag weekend. Minsan nag-trade ako, pero actually wala naman akong pinipiling time when it comes to trading. I think most of the time, mas pinipili ko sa madaling araw. Yung pinakamagandang, sa ngayon na nakikita kong volatility ngayon is nag-play sa madaling araw eh. So right now, sa ngayon hindi ako nag-trade. Wala naman akong opportunity na pwede pa i-trade. Pero if may opportunity na lumabas, then of course yun yung i-trade ko. Pero sa ngayon, hanggat wala pang opportunity, then of course wala pang i-trade. Now let's look at this Bitcoin price action. I think we are now seeing the next opportunity na. We have now formed a support area and we also have a resistance area forming. So I think you can look at this falling channel for the time being. Let's look at this in the 15-minute time frame. Yes, we are seeing a falling channel right now. Bull pennant, bull flag, I'm not yet sure. If this is a bull flag or bull pennant, then you could say that this could be a movement to the upside up until the 44.1k if that is a bull flag or bull pennant. Pero I think ang pinaka-conservative way dito in trading this is by following this resistance area. Especially if you're going to look at the early time frame. So that could be, you could say na that is a bull pennant or bull flag. Let's see if magkaroon siya ng breakout. Abangan natin kung ano yung mangyayari. Let's look at the RSI. It would actually make sense kasi bagsak na yung RSI. Looking at the MA, you could also say na that is also a possible bounce nga. I think it's a 200 MA. Yeah. Tingnan nyo yung bounce nyo dun, no? Ang ganda ng bounce nyo dyan sa 200 MA. Mapuan ata si sir. Paano mo nalaman? Nanonood din po ba ang boss nyo sa inyo? Paano ko ba sabihin yun? Yung mga boss ko actually foreigners. Hindi ko alam kung maintindihan nila yung sinasabi ko dito kasi of course Filipino to. Pero may mga boss din na may mga ibang managers and seniors na fina-follow nila din yung channel ko. Pero yung mga iba, I don't think na fina-follow nila ako kasi of course foreigners sila. Graduate ka po ng anong course, sir? Information technology, specialized in business analytics. So, more on business analytics talaga ako. So, business analytics, ngayon nagtitake ako ng MBA in business analytics sa Holt International School. Pero, yeah, tinatry ko siya i-manage. Medyo mahirap lang siya i-manage. Actually, baka bukas kailangan ko na ulit mag-aral. Pero as much as possible, tinatry ko sila i-manage. Hanggat kayanin. May nakahadal ka bang coins, Sir Gab, since 2017? Bitcoin. Sir, pa-explain naman po paano mag-partial TP sa BingX pero hindi maka-close ang order. Since ako naka-open, yung account ko kasi naka-copy trade siya eh. So, ako kasi personally, hindi ako makakapag-close ng partial position. So, ginagawa ko, nag-open ako ng multiple positions and then yung isa dun ika-close ko. Tapos saka ko lang siya i-trade. Saka ko lang siya ipa-partial profit. So, let's say, mag-open ako ng isang trade, mag-open ako ng trade dito sa itong descending channel. Ang gagawin ko is dalawang position na i-open ko. Yung isa pang partial TP, yung isa, if ever na magkaroon ng breakout, then at least patuloy-tuloy siya. And then yung area ng partial TP ko, yun yung magiging trail stop ko. So, ganun yung ginagawa ko usually. How about Roper Sir Gab? Parang reliable din siya. Actually, hindi ko pa siya napapanood masyado. And siguro anin guys, as much as possible, dapat yung fina-follow yung mga technical analysis on YouTube ay dapat hindi sila nawawala during a downtrend. Kasi kung nawawala sila during a downtrend, then I think mahirap sundan yung ganun kasi alam mong as much as possible, dapat yung sinusundan mo is buhay pa din sila kahit downtrend kasi alam mong sila mismo is nasa market. Kasi kung katulad ako, YouTubers like me na gumagawa pa din ng videos during a downtrend, it's because I'm still trading the downtrend and then of course I'm buying the dip. Pero let's see if nawala ako, there are two things. Either nagkasakit talaga ako or sinukuhan ko na siya kasi wala naman akong ginagawa sa market. So as much as possible, yung mga susundan nyo dapat is yung mga hindi nawawala during a downtrend na market. Insights mo sa RON, sir. Actually, hindi ko pa nakikita yung RON. Ano ba yung RON? Check lang natin siya quickly. RON index ba yan? Romanian yung lumalabas na RON eh. Ito, RON to PHP chart CoinGecko. Ito ba yung platform? Actually, hindi ko alam yung RON, kaya pagpasensya nyo na ako dito kasi hindi ko siya alam. Let's open siguro saglit lang yung NFT market. Medyo nakakurious din ako sa iba't ibang NFTs din eh. Ano ulit yung search ko? OpenSea. Sir, parang mahirap ata mag-diversify kung karamihan ng magagandang altcoin sinusunod ang chart ni Bitcoin. Thoughts? That's right. That is why you have to follow the Bitcoin dominance chart. So let's give you a quick recap kay Bitcoin dominance. So the reason why you have to follow Bitcoin first and you have to look at the Bitcoin dominance before entering into altcoins kasi of course if the Bitcoin price is performing good, then in that case, monitor natin yung altcoins market na nga. And the way how we monitor the altcoin market is by looking at the Bitcoin dominance chart. Kasi the Bitcoin dominance chart is actually an indicator in understanding if is the altcoin market performing well or will the Bitcoin market perform well. So typically, in the Bitcoin dominance, diba, is an indicator of the performance. If pataas si Bitcoin dominance, that would indicate Bitcoin is performing better, magbi-bleed yung altcoins. So in that case, you should be investing more with the Bitcoin price action. Pero let's say the dominance is declining. In that case, you should be investing more with the altcoin market. So as you can see, right now, the dominance is declining. Nagkaroon tayo ng uptrend sa Bitcoin dominance that indicated na Bitcoin became healthy, yung altcoins na pag-iwanan ng market. Pero nagkaroon tayo ulit ng red area indicating na altcoins are not performing well against Bitcoin. So kaya lately nakita tayo ng mga malalaking pump kay altcoins. At so ayan yung general idea. Before you enter into any altcoins, you have to look at the Bitcoin price action and then you need to look at the Bitcoin dominance chart to indicate if ano yung magiging next movement. Magkano na profits mo, sir, so far? 6 digits na? Yep. Start lang ako dati parang 20,000 pesos. Pero yes, 6 digits naman na yung ano ko, profits. Bakit 10x yung ginagamit mo, sir? Hindi ako fond of using bigger leverages. Mas prefer ko talaga yung pag super laki ng aking margin, I usually prefer 2x to 5x. Pero if let's say medyo sakto lang, pang laro-laro lang, ginagawa ko lang usually is around 7x up until 15x. Yun yung pinakasagad ko. Pero after 15x, greater than 15x, hindi ako usually nag-trade ng higher than 15x leverage. Hindi ko prefer yun. Though may iba gusto yun, ako hindi ko lang siya talaga style. So, pwede rin ba gamitin si RSI para ma-check kung uptrend or downtrend? Pag below 50% downtrend, pag above uptrend. Pwede mo actually malaman yung kanyang uptrend or downtrend movements na nga sa RSI, pero hindi sa 50%. The way how you monitor RSI is, first things first, overbought territory. So, bigyan ko kayo ng isang example sa RSI. So, typically, sa RSI, if the RSI is below 30 threshold, open natin siya ng buo. If below 30 threshold siya, below 30, then that could indicate na that is a good buying opportunity. Kasi, ibig sabihin nun, oversold the market, walang bumibili ng asset. So, in that case, that is a buying opportunity. And then, when it is above 70, when it is above 70, that is indicating na that is a selling opportunity. So, in that case, whenever the RSI is above 70, you should be selling the asset or you should be now taking profits kasi right now, the market has bought most of this asset. So, in that case, overbought na, masyado siyang, ang dami na masyadong supply. It's time for you to sell that na. So, in that case, if you're going to look at this sa mga chart natin, let's try to look at different ways of understanding a downtrend and an uptrend. As you can see, let's try to lower this closely. Tingnan nyo to guys, the RSI became very oversold nung nag-dip si Bitcoin dito. And then look at that, oversold siya below 30. So that is a buying opportunity. Dito naman, as you can see, ito, overbought, nag-70, selling opportunity. Ito, nag-downtrend, pero before the downtrend, nag-overbought, selling opportunity. So as you can see, you can actually use the RSI in buying and selling opportunity. Pero on top of that, how is that going to indicate a trend reversal signal? So the way how we use RSI in determining a trend reversal signal is by looking at divergences. And divergences are actually a pretty good indicators in determining if akit na ba or bababa. Kasi look at this. This is a good example. Though we are in an uptrend for the Bitcoin price, you can see na at some point in time, naalala nyo isang video natin, what goes down must come up as well as what goes up must come down. In an uptrend, what goes up must also come down kasi at some point in time, the RSI will get overbought. Aakit siya ng 70. So in that point, if tag-70 siya, then that is a good selling opportunity. So as you can see, the moment na nag-70 threshold tayo dito, di ba nakita nyo umakit pa siya? So ibig sabihin ba nun, pag umakit pa siya lalo, dapat ka bang humabol? Well, I don't think so. The moment na umakit siya, at the same time, yung RSI niya is tag-decline, na that is indicating na yung strength ng coin, humihina na yung asset niya. Ibig sabihin nun, nag-start na mag-sell yung mga tao. So in that case, you should not be buying whenever you are seeing in a declining RSI while the price is increasing. And that is called a bearish divergence. So movements like those movements are bearish divergences and those indicates a bearish trend reversal signal. So as you can see, the RSI alone indicated a bearish trend reversal signal. Similar din dito, we also saw a similar bearish divergence. So as you can see, those bearish divergences indicate a bearish trend reversal. So you could use RSI as a way of determining bearish trend reversals. But yeah, you get the points na when it is above 70, that is a selling opportunity. When it is below 30, that is buying opportunity with the RSI. Ano pong RSI setting nyo? It's the default yung 14 RSI. Sir, magkano na po kaya natatalo nyo? I think yung pinakamalaking talo ko yata is 70,000 pesos. Yeah, 70,000 pesos yata yung pinakamalaki ko. And di ko na siya maalala kung kailan, pero yeah, nagkaroon ako ng point in time na natalo ako ng 70k. Pero okay lang, bawing-bawi naman na siya ngayon. So, hindi naman ganun ka-problem. Pero as much as possible, huwag kayo mag-all in palagi guys. Kasi pag nag-all in kayo, it's more likely na very risky siya. Pwede kayo manalo na malaki, pwede din kayo matalo na malaki. So as much as possible, don't go all in. Don't put all in one basket nga, diba? By the way guys, if you want to support the channel, you can actually leave a donation dito sa ating YouTube Super Chat by clicking the $sign down below if you want to support the channel. So what's the benefit of buying NFT arts? Example, board punks, NFTs, and etc. So it's actually wala talagang dahilan. Ang pinakang main reason, if let's say, is more of the art talaga. Pero practically speaking, you could actually use that as an investment. So ang pinakang practical way of buying NFT and ang pinakang practical reason is using it as an investment. Kasi 'di ba, let's say, ang pinakang similar concept ng definition ng NFT is, let's say, bumili ka ng painting na Mona Lisa. Si Mona Lisa is ginawa siya ng isang sikat na artist, which is si Leonardo da Vinci ba? I think Leonardo da Vinci. Sabihin niyo lang ako kung mali na sabi ko. So let's say, isang painting na ginawa ng sikat na tao. And then let's see, nawala yung painter na yon, yung painting na yon, nag-iisa lang yun sa buong mundo. In that case, magkakaroon ng maraming demand kasi sikat yung person na gumawa nun. And at the same time, yung may-ari ng painting na yun is ikaw. So ngayon, since ikaw may-ari ng painting na yon, tapos in demand yung painting na yun, at tapos yung gumawa ng painting mo is sikat, ibebenta mo ba siya ng mura? Di ba hindi? So ba't mo siya ibebenta ng mura? Knowing the fact na ginawa siya ng isang sikat na tao, ginawa siya ng painter na ina-idolize ng karamihan, and then karamihan gusto makakuha ng isang painting niya. Ganun yung similar concept ng NFT. Kasi si NFT, on the other hand, NFT is following the Mona Lisa, na isa lang yung digital asset na yon. At the same time, may scarcity kasi alam nila na ikaw yung may-ari ng NFT na yon. So at that point in time, kung kilala nila sino yung gumawa, kung alam ba nila na yung NFT na yan is from a specific set of organization na magaling gumawa or sikat talaga, then in that case, it creates value. So you create value kasi you have an intrinsic value kasi you have a story behind that NFT. That is why yung mga sikat na NFT ngayon, yung mga nabebenta ng mahal, all NFTs have their own story, such as yung selfie. Yung selfie ng Indonesian man na, 'di ba, na nakita nyo na nabenta nila ng mahal. Though it does not make sense, 'di ba? It does not really make sense, but there's a story behind that NFT. And that story creates the intrinsic value and scarcity. So kahit screenshot nila na ilang beses yan, kahit screenshot nila ilang multiple times, gumawa sila ng iba't ibang copy. Ang tanong, sila ba may-ari ng original na painting na yun? 'Di ba? Let's say meron kang Mona Lisa, kahit i-photocopy mo si Mona Lisa, gumawa ka ng iba't ibang picture, pinicture mo si Mona Lisa, i-post mo siya sa Google Images, may value ba siya? Di ba wala? Kasi may-ari ng Mona Lisa is nandun ngayon sa France. So, it creates an intrinsic value if it has a story and it has a specific certain reason kung bakit nagkakaroon ng demand. So yeah, hopefully may natutunan kayo when it comes to NFTs. Paul Michael, thanks for the donation. Henlo din sa'yo. Paano ka nagbabayad ng tax, boss? Meron ako actually OR. May OR ako ngayon dito na nakahanda kasi deadline ng filing ng taxes for the fourth quarter next week. Deadline na nga. So, inaasikaso ko ngayon yun. Resibo ko. Yeah. You need to pay your taxes, guys. As much as possible, pay your taxes. And then, if gusto niyo malaman kung paano kayo magpe-pay ng taxes, all you have to do first, I think ang pinakang kailangan mong gawin is you need to understand your situation talaga, kung ano ba yung situation mo in order to pay your taxes, your cryptocurrency taxes. So, in my case, since I am a full-time employee at the same time may YouTuber ako, I consider this as a freelance, and then yung crypto trading, and then fina-follow yung 'di ba yung stock market, meron ng may rules and regulations na when it comes to taxing the realized profits sa stock market. Ganun din yung kung ano yung rules dun sa rules sa stock market when it comes to income tax. Ganun din yung application sa crypto. Pero yeah, meron ako accountant na kinuha para mag-bookkeeping ng mga ganun. Sir, bakit bawal po maglabas ng malaking pera sa bank na galing sa crypto? Actually, hindi lang naman sa crypto yan eh. Kahit anong bank account yata. As much as possible, if suspicious yung account mo, If suspicious yung transaction, then of course, bawal yun kasi that's actually going to fall under the suspicion ng Anti-Money Laundering Act yun eh. So as much as possible, if gusto mo mag-withdraw na malaki, start small and then from time to time, palakihan mo ng konti yung inyong wini-withdraw. And then from there on, dun ka pa lang dapat maglabas ng malaking pera. Kasi let's see, if ang kinikita mo palagi is around 5,000 pesos lang, tapos ang wini-withdraw mo 5,000, tapos biglang one day nag-withdraw ka na 100k. Diba? Very suspicious yun. And what if ang ginawa mo is nag-withdraw ka 5,000, tapos from time to time, tumataas yung wini-withdraw mo. So, instead of 5,000, the next week, naging 10k na. Following week, 20k. Next week, 30k. Following week, 70k. And then, let's say, 100k. Tapos, kahit ilang beses na mag-withdraw ka ng 100k, hindi na suspicious yun kasi nakita naman sa account mo na nakikita nila yung growth ng pera mo. So, as much as possible, dapat yung transaction mo is not suspicious enough for it to be blocked or maharang ng AMLA. So, as much as possible, yun yung kailangan yung tingnan. Magbabayad ka lang naman ng income tax if lumagpas ka ng 250,000 yung annual income mo. Yep, that is correct. Magbabayad ka lang ng income tax pag lumampas ng 150k. However, you still have to register as much as possible. Pero if mali ka lang naman, if small-time trader ka lang naman, di ka naman nila habulin. Pero if let's say, what if lumaki yung inyong pera, kasi, tapos let's say gusto mo bumili ng bahay galing sa kinita mo sa crypto. Ang unang titingin ng mga tapos let's say gusto mo mag-loan, 'di ba? Ang unang titingnan ng mga loaning companies or let's say kung saan ka maglo-loan is titingnan nila yung financial status mo. So if let's say kinikita mo lang naman 20,000 per month, pero bigla nagkaroon ka ng pera for 100k per month. Ngayon, paano mo ipapakita dun sa ilo-loan mo na kaya mo magbayad ng 100k? Diba ang only way na para may pakita mo yun is of course either yung pay slip salary mo or your income tax return. So in that case, if may malaki kang gustong gawing investment in the future, as much as possible, you have to file your taxes talaga when it comes to the crypto market. Especially if may malaki kang investment in the future, tapos gusto mo siya gamitin legally. You have to file it kasi hahanapin ng mga financial institution yung inyong reason or maghanap sila ng proof na kaya mo magbayad ng ganong kalaking amount. So that is why you have to file your taxes. Do we have any presidential aspirant this 2022 na mas open sa crypto adoption? Actually, wala pa ako nakikita. Hopefully nga sana nga may makaisip dun sa kanila, pero I don't think na may nakaisip sa kanila kasi of course most of them are matatanda na masyado. So paano nila natatrace kung hindi ka nagbabayad ng tax? Simple. Yung sinabi ko kanina, yung financial institutions, kung yari, sinilip nila yung inyong transactions kasi let's say, maglo-loan ka ng 100k pero ang sweldo mo lang naman is 20k, masisilip nila yun. Saan nang gagaling yung pera mo? So, in that case, mapaflag ka sa BAR, mapaflag ka sa SEC, mapaflag ka sa lahat ng iba't ibang financial institution, credit card mo, GG ka talaga dun if na-flag ka. So, as much as possible, if hindi ka magbabayad ng tax or itatago mo sila, wag mong paabutin yung expenses mo to the point na kailangan ipakita yung crypto mo kung hindi ka magbabayad ng tax, 'di ba? Anong bank po magandang gamitin for crypto sa Pinas or any suggestion po? For now, ang pinakang maayos is actually Union Bank kasi Union Bank ang may-ari ng coins.ph. So for the time being, Union Bank yung pinaka-okay. Naka 1 hour na pala tayo dito sa ating stream, ha? And guys, if you want to support the channel, you can actually leave a donation dito sa ating YouTube Super Chat by clicking the dollar sign down below. Going back to our Bitcoin price action, let's go back to our Bitcoin price. Let's go to our hourly time frame. Medyo maganda yung movement natin na. So, i-monitor ko to closely. May falling channel tayo. Nag-play out na siguro yung bearish divergence. I think so, nag-play out na siya. So, I think we might be forming an ascending channel. So, this could either be a good opportunity to go up until the 43,000 US dollars, 43.3K. So, that could be a good take profit opportunity. But if let's say you want to use this as a bull pennant or bull flag, pwede mo siguro gawin target is roughly around 44K. Pero yeah, it's ang pinakang safest way in playing this one out is by monitoring the descending channel, and then target is roughly around the 43.3K area. Tips naman, Sir Gab, ang hirap mag-trade ng may day job plus OT pa. Gawin mong hobby ang trading, siguro doon ka hindi mawala ng gana. As much as possible, you don't look at it as something na liability. Kasi if for you, parang liability ang crypto market, then feel ko hindi ka gaganahan talaga. Kasi of course, mahirap yun. And then, mahirap i-balance out yun if may liability ka. So, as much as possible talaga, if you want to balance it out, I think the best thing to do is you have to make this as a hobby rather than a liability. So siguro let's end the live in a bit. Let's give you a last and final update kay Bitcoin. So as you can see, we have that falling channel forming. We have a possible bull or bear we have a possible bull flag or bull pennant, but I think ang pinakamagandang sundan dito is actually this descending channel forming in the hourly time frame. So that is a swing tradable opportunity. But yes, if this breaks bullish, then our target is more likely the top of the wedge, which is ayan, 43.3K. But if this breaks bearish, then we are going to get the height of this, and then lagyan natin siya sa possible point of breakout. We might see a movement up until the 42.2K if this breaks bearish. Pero for now, we don't have a breakout, so we are going to monitor this in the coming hours if we are going to break bullish or bearish with the Bitcoin price action. So yun muna update natin for today, guys. If you find this video useful and informative, please give this video a like. If you want to support the channel, you can actually leave a donation dito sa ating YouTube Super Chat. And yeah, siguro if you want to know more, subscribe for more lang, guys. And let's end the live na nga kasi naka 1 hour na din tayo. And yeah, medyo late na din.